from day one, where we wanted our win, in addition to getting damages, but what we wanted our win is to show there was no smear campaign and there's no harassment. And she hasn't proved a thing. As a matter of fact, it's just the opposite.
He also mentioned he plans to depose Blake Lively this month, assuming she actually appears. And just like I feared, he voiced concerns that she might back out and try to withdraw the claim altogether.
I'm really hoping that she doesn't drop her lawsuit.
Well, why would she?
Because she's on a false victory tour.
That's exactly why it's so important for them to revise and strengthen the complaint. It's the only way to keep this moving forward. I'm pretty sure that updated filing will include all their major evidence, and I'm genuinely curious to see what they bring by the June 23rd deadline. It's encouraging that Brian Friedman responded so quickly. While the media painted Blake Lively's situation as a win, he came out to clarify it's far from over. Interestingly, someone sent me a CNN segment with Blake's lawyer, Mike Gotatib. You know, the same guy who's been putting out statements for months. At first, I didn't even want to watch it, but when I finally did, it actually made me feel uneasy. Then, I started focusing on what they were really saying, and it honestly shocked me. Both Mike Gotatib and Jake Tapper were saying things that raised red flags. Gotatib referred to Blake's claims as alleged, which to me says he's not fully convinced. If he truly believed her, why not call them facts? On the other hand, when Brian Friedman speaks, he makes confident declarations. He doesn't hide behind allegedly. He says it happened, and here's the proof. Meanwhile, Blake's lawyer keeps calling it all alleged.
The complaint that Ms. Lively filed alleges that a retaliatory campaign was launched against her, but she's determined to see her claims through and to pursue them to have full public accountability of what she has alleged happened to her.
She's demanding full public accountability for what she says happened, but again, it's all still alleged, right? Shouldn't her lawyer be saying what did happen to her if he actually believed her? Let's be honest, you can hire a lawyer to support any narrative, but this moment really stood out. And then Jake Tapper, a veteran journalist, goes a step further. He flat out claims it did happen.
And there was a very orchestrated campaign to smear Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds to a lesser extent.
Then there's Ryan Reynolds. When exactly did a smear campaign against him take place during Blake's promo for It Ends With Us? Where did that idea even come from? Jake Tapper literally claimed it happened, not even an allegedly. Well, here's the truth, Jake. There was no smear campaign. I would know because no one reached out to me, and my interview gained traction completely on its own. So to Mike Gotatib, if you're looking to take depositions, I'm ready and willing. I'll gladly testify with the real story about your client, which, let's be honest, I suspect you already know. Because with the way he keeps framing Blake's statements as mere allegations, I don't think even he believes her. If she had any real proof, we would have seen it by now. Then, instead of asking about the Taylor Swift blackmail claim, which is what we all wanted answers to, Jake Tapper softballs a question about how Taylor got dragged into this, avoiding the central issue entirely.
You slammed Baldoni's team for bringing Taylor Swift into this. How did that impact your client?
That's what Jake Tapper chose to ask the lawyer, completely bypassing the blackmail allegations that were dominating headlines. Honestly, the whole interview felt more like PR than journalism. It practically screamed, "This segment is brought to you by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds." A seasoned journalist should dig deeper. Why not question why public trust in Blake's story seems shaky, or ask directly about the Taylor Swift blackmail narrative? These were obvious opportunities to press for clarity. If I had the chance to question Mike Gottlieb, I'd have a long list prepared. But instead, Jake Tapper came off as surprisingly uncritical. It's moments like these that make me question the current state of legacy media. I used to respect CNN, and outlets like the New York Times, but segments like this, they really make you wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Meanwhile, People magazine ran a story about Blake's legal clash with Justin Baldoni, headlined with a warning from legal experts: don't celebrate just yet. Seriously, who do they think is celebrating? Aside from Blake and her inner circle, I doubt many are cheering. Still, the piece was interesting. They quoted attorney Gregory D., who isn't representing either side, and he made some solid observations. He pointed out that the legal proceedings are far from finished. There's still time for amended filings. According to him, this win could be reversed on appeal, and that's not uncommon. He even said, "One thing I've learned as a litigator is never celebrate too early." Then you have Brian Friedman, Baldoni's lawyer, weighing in too. He flat out called Blake's victory lap false. He emphasized that their facts remain unchanged and that their strategy is still strong. Plus, he'll be the one deposing Blake. Just imagine that moment. I'd pay to be in the room when that happens. Gregory D. also broke down exactly what Baldoni's amended claims might look like. One centers on the allegation that clients of WME, Blake and Ryan, pressured the agency into cutting ties with him. Don't forget, WME dropped Baldoni within 24 hours of that New York Times article going live, so clearly there was prior knowledge. Ari Emanuel, former CEO of WME, is a known associate of Ryan Reynolds and even said on a podcast, conveniently one that went missing, that he doesn't support Baldoni. It was clear he'd picked a side. So yeah, one amendment could address that angle. The second might be about Blake's deal with Wafer Studios for It Ends With Us. Baldoni's team claims she misused her approval rights and acted in bad faith. Basically, they believe she hijacked the project. Friedman mentioned 4 claims in total now, though it sounds like they fall under those 2 categories. After those amended claims are filed, Blake's side is expected to hit back with another motion to dismiss. It's going to be a drawn-out, legal chess match. Gregory also commented on the suit Baldoni filed against the Times, suggesting it was always more about public messaging than legal victory. Defamation suits like that are notoriously tough to win in the US because the law leans toward protecting accusers, something that's good in theory, but dangerous when misused. The current case is a textbook example of how the system can be manipulated, and that's a serious issue. Then there's the Liz Plank situation. She co-hosted a podcast with Baldoni for years, 4, maybe 5, and cut ties almost immediately after the New York Times article was published. No warning. No public support, just silence. It's baffling that she didn't even appear to reach out to him. Now she's launching a new podcast called Boy Problems, and someone online made a snarky comment. Just saw the funniest boy problem get dismissed by a federal judge. Liz responded with a very public LMMFAO. The Daily Mail picked it up, and suddenly she claimed she thought it was about Trump, not Baldoni. Really? That's the excuse? She doubled down, saying the story was fake and the comment had nothing to do with Baldoni. But let's be honest, that excuse doesn't hold water. If it really wasn't about him, her reaction wouldn't be so defensive. People don't usually explode with anger unless they're hit close to home. And then there's Salma Hayek, another known Blake supporter. She's taking heat online lately, mostly from people calling her out for being too cozy with Blake. They were seen dining together in NYC around the same time the Taylor Swift blackmail story was buzzing. Now here's where things get more layered. The judge in this case, Judge Lyman, has a brother represented by CAA. That same agency is owned by Hayek's husband, and also represents Doug Lyman, the judge's brother. So naturally, people are speculating about potential conflicts of interest. It's messy. Hayek hasn't publicly commented on the case or her ties to Blake, but it's obvious they're close. And to top it off, Robin Lively, Blake's sister, is now offering personal messages on a platform for $45 a pop. Someone pointed this out and asked why she's doing that when her sister is one of the wealthiest women in entertainment. Good question. Robin's always been around whenever Blake's making a public appearance, kind of like a constant sidekick. Maybe this is her way of trying to carve out a little spotlight for herself. Either way, the optics aren't great.